Greetings, Flesh Wound Features fans, and welcome to a brand new episode of Squared Circle Society. I am Daniel Shine, joined as always by Todd Loya and Pugs Dread. Gentlemen, we are here tonight to talk about an exciting new documentary, You Cannot Kill David Arquette, which very excited about. This one's been at least it seems like it's been in the makings for quite some time. And I should say it is from the director duo of David Darg and Price James. And so we'll get right into it. Nearly 20 years after David Arquette won the initial WCW World Heavyweight title, through ups and downs in his career with his family and his struggles with addiction, Arquette seeks redemption by returning to the ring. For real this time. All right. So obviously this one's right up our alley. I was really curious to kind of, get inside his head since he announced it. And where to kick off with this one? Well, Pugs, what did you think in general? I know you're a big Scream guy, so you're a fan of Arquette outside of the wrestling world. What did this,
as most people are?
Well,
not Dan. It's like wrestling for David Arquette and then the actor. Yeah.
Then the rest. No, I've always liked David Arquette. Scream, Ready to Rumble, even Friends. I was never offended when he won the belt. I'm like, he's just doing what they told him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I think he respects the business enough.
Dan was yelling somewhere on the internet.
All the Dan's. The goal was to draw eyes, and it was across the fucking media everywhere. And if we had social media back then, it would have been even bigger. No, but this doc in particular, it's a little weird. I think he probably should have made this into a movie instead of a documentary. And I think that would have felt a little more easier to digest. And he's like, oh, this is inspired by true events or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but watching him battle his mental issues, his addiction issues, and train, and you see just behind the curtains of him and how he wants respect of all these asshole fans. I wish he realized he didn't need it, but well, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. In the doc, we'll find out later. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it a lot, but there's just some things that are a little off for me, to where I can't really love it. But I still love him. He's a great cool dude, and I want that big ass chair that he has in his backyard.
How about you, Todd? I mean, did this meet your expectations, if you had any?
Yeah, because I know there's issues, and Pugs mentioned them, and we'll get into issues I got from people that were at some of the stuff later.
Mm-hmm.
But my first thing is about this. Is it going to be contrived? Some of it, absolutely. Is it trying to tell a story that may not be 100% from everyone's perspective, other than it's no different than any documentary that kind of makes it work in a film narrative. But overall, I liked. See, I'm going to kind of wait on this one, but I know Dan. Dan's like, well, I'll just say what we were talking before we started. So I was like, let's try to present this as a review on the documentary, not just wrestling. And Dan's saying, well, that's what it's about. That's where I'm going to argue with you later. It's not see, and I'm going to fucking argue with the brick wall, but there's more to it than that. So go ahead.
Well, there's more to the man, certainly.
Well, no, I understand that, but don't worry about what I said. Just worry about what you're going to say, and we'll come back.
Well, at its core, this is a film about a man who conquers his demons through the love of wrestling. Obviously, for us, that is, or for me at least, I can only speak for myself. That's a pretty powerful thing, we're wrestling fans,
well, you should say I'm a wrestling fan. Like, you should say that. Weird. Don't throw me in that fucking thing right now.
Wrestling fan.
Yeah. I am
but
somewhere. I guess I'm just.
It comes and
You
goes
are.
for Todd.
Yeah.
you are. But so for me, I think that's a very powerful core story. I mean, and again, I'm somebody that I'll be honest, like it's. And this happens to me like once or twice a year, as you know, but I watched it and it made me want to train again.
It gave him the pretty woman syndrome.
There, absolutely. I'm not. It's stupid. I mean, I was just in a car accident. I have back and neck stuff, but this is something, and it won't happen anytime soon. But I watch this and I think, man, that is fun. The brotherhood side of it too, like the guy giving him the mask and all that. I have criticisms, so trust
That
me.
part was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
It
Like,
was
shit like that, as you can tell. I'm like, oh, he's actually a real fucking diehard. That's cool as shit.
It means something. It's like a respect. Yeah, I totally get it. Well, like I said, I'm getting to a lot of stuff here. Criticisms, basic criticisms here. I know there's more insight, I'm sure, that you have, Todd, but there are portions of this in particular that are scripted as hell.
I don't know if I'd go with scripted, but there is stuff that's set up.
There's stuff that's set up. Brian Knobs would have, unless there's, like I said, some info that I'm not aware of or have forgotten about, would never kick David Arquette out of his convention. That's ridiculous.
I don't know what David Arquette said.
To make some money.
I think the event was set up already. So I honestly, Knobs is a fucking asshole. I can see him kicking anybody out.
And
maybe
and he's showing up the day of to be on a show, and he's fucking hammered. He's gonna get kicked out. That wasn't one of the parts I had issue with.
There were.
Well, I hated real quick. I hated the fucking thing where they're on the mountain and yelling. Like,
yeah. But I'm gonna elaborate with this part where he goes and he's drunk and he does that. He's going there to try to prove that he respects the business, yet he's gonna go like that and get at Knobs. I totally see Knobs as an old school guy, and he's gonna be like, "Fuck you! You've already disrespected the business." And what went down exactly as we saw it.
And it was also that younger dude that was pushing Arquette more, the younger black haired kid.
You could be, you could be right. Like I said, I don't have a lot of like context. I don't know if he was supposed to be a guest there.
My
they literally explain it in the.
I got the impression he was a late addition for an autograph signing, which
he was a late addition to that backyard show.
All right, now, I have a question for you on that point. The backyards. I know he's done small shows, and I know he's trying to do things the right way. The backyard thing felt like that was done for the movie specifically.
I have no idea. It's not something people know. Everyone thought his first tube spots were at GCW. I don't know, because you know what? He is a kooky guy, and this documentary shows that. So I can believe that happened. Was it actually? You know what I mean? I mean, he is. I mean,
one of my criticisms though is like some of the angles and stuff. They were trying to. You were treating it like it was real, and I don't want to be a dick and say it's not real, but I'm like, this is not how that would work. You can't kayfabe it in here.
Yeah, but you know what? It's hard because I know if that happened somewhere, they would have kayfabed it. So,
there were a few spots that were just odd, but I understand it's still a film. You're trying to,
create a narrative,
and it did. I don't think the movie felt fake. I think we definitely got a sense of David Arquette, the man. I think that's who he is. I don't think there was any. I don't think he did this just to make a doc. Certainly he went through a lot to do that. If he did.
I think like he stated, I think it's as simple as that. He wanted to prove himself in a business that he loved and wasn't accepted in. And as most Hollywood people in positions like that, they want to be loved. They don't want to be booed. They don't want to be hated.
It also shows that family is kind of eccentric.
Yeah,
so, like it's in him to do some weird shit like this.
Yeah. Well, I still love the sisters, so it's all right.
Are you disappointed we didn't get like Patricia and Rosanna against
Okay.
Rita and Trish at
Hey, AEW is still around, and he's got connections there, so I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up.
Dan, there's only one wrestling movie, and that's the one you're in, the Peanut Butter Falcon.
Shut up, Todd. But I also liked how honest it was. I mean, he was. I popped when they showed that photo of like no upcoming like superstar actors, and they kind of made it like he was the only one that didn't go on to superstardom. And I'm like, I see Steven Dorff there. I see.
No. That's not the one that jumped out to me. The first one that jumped out was Skeet Ulrich.
There you go. Yeah.
I was like, okay, there's the scream section. We don't need
I do like how Will Smith's in the back, and him and like he's probably like the most financially set one.
Yeah.
Minus his crazy.
Well, Leonardo DiCaprio too.
Oh yeah.
You think he has more money than Will Smith?
No, I think Will does.
Yeah.
Maybe Will.
I think he'd probably be number 2 though.
I think he's the better of the two, but
yeah.
Yeah, I did.
What about Arquette at his table, like just sitting alone, like Virgil?
That to me that's what felt work to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gets plenty.
Because if you look around, there's like not anyone else really there. I think it was just a shot like when they were setting up or they weren't open yet or something.
Okay.
Because you know what?
They cut it with those fucking indie workers, and they were just shitting on him. Like, and then he buys something off you assholes. Like,
that'll be $10.
That's the thing. It's just like, you know what? It's the Dans and the Vince McMahon syndromes. They talk shit about him the whole time. Then as soon as he walks out, they pop like little girls.
Everybody loves Vince when it comes down to it. But yeah.
But I also know boo and bitch at him.
Yeah.
Should he, you know?
But I do looking at this, I mean, I really did. I thought this was excellent. And I think this will actually play well, even if you don't know a whole lot about wrestling. It's not difficult to understand this. I mean, again, guy had addiction issues. Always a cool dude. Like I said, I met him.
Has addiction issues.
But I met him like 13, 14 years ago, and when he was promoting the Tripper. And
I would hang out with this motherfucker in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah. He's probably a blast. I mean,
I wish Dan would, because then he'd hate wrestling by the end.
Really? He doesn't seem like a guy you'd ever have any kind of a conflict with.
He seems like he can cross some lines, but you just gotta let him know, hey, don't do that.
Maybe, but
I don't know what it's like dealing with someone like that at all.
Shut up. And I thought it was pretty cool too, the Miss Elizabeth thing. That was his.
I kept wondering why they were keep interjecting those scenes, and then it pays off by the end.
And that felt worked. That's to me.
It did, yeah. But that was heartwarming.
But it was exactly. Yeah. So I had no issues with that.
And the Luke Perry stuff.
Oh, that was sad because I forgot that he hadn't died yet at that point, and I was like, oh, that was sad. And we get a couple UEW alums in here too, which was kind of cool to see them pop up.
Voice.
You got Peter Avalon, you got Jungle Boy, probably more.
See Hot Tubby.
Yep. I saw a bunch of familiar faces.
Yeah, the one guy who traveled, he was the one who was like missing not too long ago. That Brandon guy.
Yeah, Joey Ryan. That was kind of funny. Too.
I was like,
there was like, questionable people that were in the docket that was filmed before. I was like, he probably wouldn't be here now.
There was something so funny and random about Mr. Anderson and his hatred towards Arquette.
Yeah, see that I went you on that though. I didn't like that because that felt work too.
Was that a promo he cut for the show and they just interjected here?
I think so. I hope so. I really hope so. Yeah, I don't follow Mr. Anderson, so.
Another guy I've met, cool dude. So I don't think there was any. Although, let's be real, there are a lot. I'm sure there's tons. scripted or not, there's tons of workers that I'm sure have big issues with him.
I think that
Anderson or
generation
Arquette?
of Arquette.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But I think that generation of workers are pretty much not working anymore. I think the ones that are really upset by the whole, because the younger crop doesn't care about kayfabe. It's just the vets. I think at this point,
You don't think
and
behind the closed doors, like, well, he didn't do it the traditional way, and it should be me in that spot.
Again, it's not his decision; it's the booker.
Of course,
and they know that, and the vets again. See, that's what I'm saying, Dan. I think yes, there is, but I think it's the older guy. That generation of worker isn't the generation generally now.
Mm-hmm. No, that's probably fair.
So,
yeah, I
did enjoy how though, like in the back, you do your handshake and you thank everybody for just the locker room
etiquette.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could tell that
very fucking important for people that don't know that.
He was a dude that wanted to be a part of
not too hard.
He was a dude that wanted to be a part of the brotherhood, and I feel like this kind of gave it to him. I mean, David Arquette's never going to be, a Eddie Guerrero level worker, but look, hey, he's doing stuff. He's not.
He can McFoley it. He can jump off high shit.
He's done stuff. I wouldn't say doing. I don't think we're going to see him much more in a ring.
Oh, you think?
Man, I'm telling you.
I'm thinking you saw the toll it was taken on him with that hard shit. We all know that it's good not to be in a ring.
Yeah.
So
I wish I would have went now. Damn it.
To which one? The Hollywood one?
Yeah. No. Fuck that. The with
GCW one. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess. Are we doing spoilers? Is there spoilers in a real life in a doc? I don't even know.
I mean,
we can talk about it. You might have
deeper dive.
Yeah, we'll deeper dive. So if you don't want us to scratch past the surface,
maybe a little more wrestling-y, nerdy.
Yes, Dad, you could. I'll let you off the rails.
I do wish that the street wrestlers at the stoplight. I wish that was a thing in California. That'd be
oh my God! I gotta ask Audrey if. Never mind. I don't want to go too far.
I just want Ozzy to run out there and put down a table and start commentating it, and then
oh my God, Ozzy would be a fucking 100% fucking commentating on a corner with a megaphone. He would love that.
He can bring Paul Heyman with him now. It'll be cool. So I love the fact that. Well, wait. Are we getting into spoilers now?
I think we're gonna rate it first, and then.
Spoilers. Yeah, I mean, we're not really spoilers deep diving, but
yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I thought I already rated it in my head.
Well, you know what? Before we rate it, we should probably get into the negatives. We've just sang the positives.
Yeah, my only real negative, to be honest, were just those couple parts that did feel set up, but that's kind of a very.
See, I think some parts were made a little bit more dramatic. There's a moment we'll talk about in particular that. I've heard from people there that are also going to say that it was a little bit more dramatic, but
yeah,
we'll talk about that then.
Yeah, I know what we're doing.
Well,
I told you guys the one scene I really didn't care for is just establishing the when they're in the mountains and yelling like this.
Yeah,
totally unnecessary. All that shit can go, and that's.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say, and that's the stuff they set up to feel more cinematic, but.
And then them treating it like it may be a little more real than it is. Again, I hate fucking saying that, but you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, yeah. I get it. All right.
I was okay with that because it's kind of like a middle. It's not like completely exposing everything, but it's not like keeping it.
Like they're treating a grudge kind of real, and if that's the case, just do it in an actual movie.
Yeah.
They could have. One thing they could have done with this that they didn't do that would have been a huge mistake is really build this up as some Rocky thing where they just have him lifting weights and doing all the training.
Now I want to see that version
in the movie version, sure.
And then you got Pudgy.
He got in a good shape.
10 years past his prime, Ken Anderson.
No, ready to rumble too. I'm telling you, it's already written.
There you go. Can you imagine if you had Sting come in on that glider again, dinner?
Now I feel like I want to watch it. I think we got
we
a
should.
retro review.
Dude, I fucking love when he comes in on the motorcycle and his dad finally goes, harpoon his ass. I'm like, yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Fucking love that movie.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk about that later.
And
well, maybe after Halloween
appearance for David Arquette. Give him that much that we all pop.
I'd pop for that. If Drew Carey can do it, come on. One of my favorite Arquette moments was when it was right after WWE bought WCW, and he was in the front row behind the announcers ish, and he had his sign that said former WCW champion. I popped so hard for that. Because at that point you're like, fuck it. You know what? They hate me. I'm gonna fucking.
They can't take that away from him.
Yeah, but
I have a question to pose for you guys. No, it's not really spoilery, so I'll do it right before we get into spoilers.
Please. Well, we're not really spoiling, but
now you have to sort of assume here with this question. Assume that you are a big celebrity outside of wrestling, whether that's music, acting, whatever. You get basically the same offer to come in, and it's like, we're going to put the WWE heavyweight title on you. Do you accept it being a wrestling fan? Because
this is exactly how it will go down. I don't think that's right. But you guys make the call. I'm totally down. As a big ass wrestling fan, you shouldn't tell me I have a chance to be a fucking world champion. Fuck yeah, strap me up.
But you know that, like, maybe for the next
this is about
30 years, they're going to be taking shits on you on the internet.
They can't take away that I was still a champion, though.
That's just envy.
Yeah.
So would you, Todd?
No. And you should get that, because I don't like to put myself in the spotlight.
See, but you have. I would say no first, because I'm not a fucking wrestler. I'm not But if they continue to push, like, well, you're an actor. It'll help the business. It'll help draw eyes. Yeah, cool, then I guess should be fine. The fucking man in charge said I could do it, so what could go wrong?
Ask me 10 years ago, and I'd probably say yes.
Now,
right now, oh god, no. Too old.
I'm gonna bring the big gold belt back, and I'm gonna put a hat spinner on it. It's gonna get a hat spinner though. See, I'm gonna
no. You got to do it the other way. You got to get a spinner on your hat.
Do that too. So I don't know.
I want you to do that anyway now.
Dan, you would say yes.
I think I'd be like very similar to Arquette though. Like not that I would be booed by fans.
He would like, "Where's Patterson? I'm in."
That's fucked up. Yeah,
I want to pay my dues.
Call me Hot Rod.
Oh,
I feel bad for that.
I was gonna make it worse. Dan walks in, half his face is painted black.
I think, this might get cut.
But you didn't cross a line yet. But that was, I don't know if I would. I think it'd be similar to him, except I wouldn't care about being booed by fans. That I would just play up and have a ball with. But like not having the respect of like your peers, that would fuck with me. So I don't know. I might have to say no. I'd be like, well, just give me another belt.
He's like, just give me the Intercontinental. I'll be fine. Right. Shut up, Dan.
But he said no, it's not a good idea. But people that run the business are like, nah, I think it's good. Well, you're going to trust these people that do this for a living.
I'm surprised Vince Russo did not get thrown under the bus more.
Well, he threw himself under the bus. He's just like, this is when I killed wrestling. Like, oh, fuck, okay. You take it away from everybody.
Oh, well, if you listen.
No.
He defends the Arquette thing.
I was going to say the moment he killed kayfabe was he put the belt on himself.
That is what I don't think he's ever successfully argued. Let's rate it, and then we'll get into the nerds.
Yeah, because we're getting too Danish.
Here we go.
I am 4.5. It's not perfect, but it was pretty close to for me. Again, I related to a lot of the stuff, so it's a great doc. I highly recommend it. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, I think you'll enjoy it.
And that's how I'm going and rating this as what was presented on screen, not anything else that we know from the outside world. And that's a 4. I'm giving it a 4 on a documentary.
Okay.
Not yeah.
And
Uh,
Pugs.
some of those parts are way too emotional for me not to give it a 4.5 because it's fucking excellent. But it's
Yeah.
not like the strikes that I gave it are the reason why I can't. It's not gonna get a 5. But
Yeah.
if you go and watch it and see for yourself. It's really really good. 4.5.
Absolutely. All right, so spoiler time, but before
We're deep diving. We're not spoiling because I mean, if
Yeah,
you
there's
don't
not.
know, he wrestled. I mean, then we can. Yeah, there's nothing really to spoil. We're just gonna get into specifics now. And
Yeah,
other
more
stuff.
He
specific.
stole the Vandal spot, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll talk
I've seen
about that.
like, share, and subscribe here on YouTube, guys. You really help us. by
Dan,
doing
you
that.
don't need to do it. Right. We're just
I
deep
know.
diving.
God, yeah. All right, deep dive. So insider shit, which I don't know as much
No.
about.
So apparently, I got to go straight to it. Thanks, Dan.
Well, yeah. What
No,
did I? Well,
No. It's nothing major, but someone who was there during the Andre spot, the cut in the neck, said that.
Which is scary as fuck, by the way.
Well, yeah, he said it. This shit was cut to be so dramatic. He was standing around in the back saying bye to everyone before he left. And then he was upset. They were trying to say his death match with Gage caused a spiral downward in his life, which they kind of did a little bit, but I think he was making that a little bigger than it was. But so basically the neck wasn't as bad. It looked bad when it's gushing, but
Okay.
I've seen worse. I stopped worse from driving themselves to the hospital.
Fucking duct tape, man. That's fucking nuts. That I'm fine with that. That
I am too.
made the movie move along. So
because we also know film, we kind of get a little bit more than that's not 100% accurate. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's with the stuff with Luke Perry, it makes it even, I
didn't realize Jungle Boy was when I drove him to the hospital. That's kind of cool. When they had that match on the birthday, man, I'm surprised there were dry eyes in that fucking in that space. That's sad as fuck.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was also really cool. Just again, Luke Perry and David Arquette, depending on your age listening to this show, but they were huge celebrities. So it's kind of cool to see their love of professional wrestling and going to smaller shows. And it's hard for me to dislike David Arquette. I'll be honest. It really is. I know there's that camp that hates him, but I mean, come on.
I can understand being annoyed by him at times, but yeah, he's just a fun guy.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Fucking wrestling fans, listen. It is the booker who picks who the belt is. You need to be mad at Vince Russo, Eric Bischoff, not David Arquette. He did not want him, but he also was there promoting a movie, and that's what they asked of him. And yes, as it comes out in the end, which a lot of people already know, he gave all of his WCW money that he won to Owen's family and Pillman's family.
See, good dude.
And I think that's been known for quite a while now, and I think that has lightened some up about the run. It's more the full Dans are just can't let it go.
Shut up, Todd. I've never, it's funny.
That's what I said. You're not. It's funny. Full Dan isn't full Dan.
He won it in 2000, right? I can't remember the exact date. So you figure,
you call yourself a wrestling fan. You don't know
I could tell you buildings back in the day. But
what building did they win in?
Now, so much wrestling now, all that's gone. I could tell you exactly so-and-so's a X-time United States champion or a TV champion. Now that I'm the recall's not the same. But I will say, you look at WCW when he won that belt.
New blood.
That wasn't the worst thing that was happening at that time. Not a good move, but
April 26th, 2000.
A day before my birthday.
And you forgot?
I did. I shouldn't have. But look at some of the shit we were being fed at that time. I get it. anybody that's not an actual wrestler really should not win. Well, should certainly not win that. I mean, put a comedy belt, whatever, that doesn't matter. But
some would argue that was the comedy belt.
Oh, but it makes it seem like, oh, well, this isn't that hard to win. David Arquette won it. It should winning that.
It's funny.
I never buy that. I never bought that.
You should feel like you had to bleed to get it.
One time.
Yeah,
he didn't win it clean.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It was that. Oh my God! What just happened? Moment, and that's the way he sold it. So,
yeah. No, yeah. I get it. Like I said, I don't think it was boring. I don't think it was lame. I was watching. I was like, it was not a good move, but
Dan, you were also watching when fucking TL Hopper was wrestling fucking Skinner on Raw. So
you're incorrect, sir. Skinner was no longer around when TL Hopper came on the scene in 1996.
And my point is proven.
TL Hopper was also known as the Dirty White Boy in Smoky Mountain Champion.
So the Rain Man's starting to come out.
There you go. You've triggered the neurons.
Whoa.
I was
careful with that word, Dan.
Neurons. God damn it.
No, triggered.
Oh,
that and triggered are too close together, Dan. You're dangerous territory. I did not like WCW at the time, but that actually had me watching a little bit, and I even liked it enough to where I bought a New Blood T-shirt. So.
Wow, I actually did enjoy the New Blood stuff. So
yeah,
making. Oh wait, are you talking? Yeah, but making all your young guys except minus Rey Mysterio the heels. That just was never gonna.
Mike Sanders would disagree. I'm just going to say.
I remember Mike Sanders. He actually at one point was considered.
Oh God, I fucking triggered
that Rico got.
I think you've told that a few times. Random useless knowledge.
Yeah,
it's all right. I got done too.
I got put on TV for me and my buddy Jimmy. We had a Rico and Haas BFF poster. I forgot what event it was, and then the next day at school, they're like, "Hey, we saw you on the pay-per-view." I'm like, "All right."
Oh man, when is he going to win the AEW world title? Because it feels like it's kind of right there, and I want to see it.
I want him to come and win the NXT title just to piss everyone off. Still. 205 Oh wait, I want to make a show
title. He can totally hold that shit.
Yeah.
Do you think he'd be serious enough to sign with somebody? Because, like, I'll be honest, looking at AEW, I could buy him a lot more than Marco Stunt.
I don't think he wants that schedule.
I think he'd do like the Goldberg, Brock Lesnar type thing.
If anyone was to bring him in, it should be Jungle Boy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a big AEW fan right now, but it kind of seems like it would fit just fine. Like, how can you say it's ridiculous with some of the other stuff they're doing?
We just got to see how big of a mark Tony Khan is.
Seems like a big one. I wish I liked that product more. I really do, but
I'm not looking for it if now you told me fans are back in there. But
they're still far away.
10%.
I'm just cool that the wrestlers are happy that they're there. Because that part didn't click with me until I saw Jericho's fucking face light up. I'm like, oh,
well,
okay.
Okay. See, I know Dan's like, this is just about wrestling. To me, it's more about addiction and addictive personalities. And that's the one thing that I've always been told. Well, I've been told
prevalent in wrestling, by the way.
That's all that's attracted to, like, it's not like fans, but like is the addictive person. It's addictive personalities, and it's not really the best thing for wrestling. Not everyone, but it's like, yeah.
No, absolutely. I've never had any drinking or drug problems, so it's kind of weird to say this, but I kind of have an addictive personality. And
I do too. And I don't drink and I don't do drugs because I know it's going to be fucking awesome. And I don't need that.
No.
Oh, yeah.
It was
for a reason. Yeah, I was going to say. Todd.
Although, again, alcohol tastes like shit. I don't understand why people like I think you want to drink for the result, not for the flavor. But
Yeah, and the results.
Cool.
But
after a
here's
while,
the thing: you grow a taste. There's nothing more delicious than ice cold charcoal filtered old English 800.
I've seen your face on the first sip, Todd. I know.
No, you've not. Technically, you've never seen that.
Really? Oh, like the new one's not the same?
It has not been charcoal filtered since probably early 2000.
Okay.
And now that it's not in a glass bottle, it's a whole nother thing. But anyway, sorry, I got the on a
well,
old
like I
English
said,
800
a
Reds.
dick-
What was
a
that
dick-
one?
well, it's on
I
point.
tasted Steel Reserve or some shit.
Steel Reserve, the pineapple.
It's fucking disgusting.
That would taste like candy to me.
I like rum-based drinks, and that's about it. I'm very specific with what I like, but yeah, no, and
Dan specific about his likes. I am shocked.
I'll tell you, like, one conversation I had with somebody else that was at a training camp, and they said it's like the worst thing for me would be I would take it really hard if I felt that I wasn't like delivering, and I'm not a super athlete, so I'd probably come up with something that would probably fucking kill me just to get a reaction.
That's the thing that Mick Foley says. I can't jump high, but I can jump off high things. I'm like,
that there you go. And see, I would feel like I'd have to do that. I'd have to murder myself, and I know it would not.
Hey, if you want to be a deathmatch wrestler, I'm not saying they're hard to come by now.
Yeah. But I'd have to. I would be that guy because I care too much. I would end up doing something probably horrific, you know.
So I'm going to tell you the same time every time you come back from California, you don't need to try it. You don't.
I can't right now with the back and the neck, but once that clears up, hopefully soon, you could get. Look at what's happening in the world.
Just do one spot, Dan. It'd be all right.
Yeah, it's a lot, Dan.
I know, but I will say this: if I
don't. But
it will be a bloodbath. Oh, it's a lot. Yeah, it will. I will feel like I'm a fucking corpse.
Dude, I am way too lazy because I love wrestling. I probably should have been a wrestler, but again, way too lazy to train. I have no interest.
See, if the accessibility was what it was now, or like 15, 20 years ago, I totally would have done it. But when it finally became
accessibility, because it's more accessible now than anything. You mean in terms of getting trained?
Did he not get? Yes, it's more accessible now than it was.
Oh, okay.
15, 20 years ago, and I would have. Yes.
Yeah,
but now I'm glad I didn't, because I would be in pain. I see.
Yeah, but the rush, dude. I think if you had done it,
I had booze
taste. Oh, there you go.
That's the problem, though, because
it's hard to let that rush go. I can imagine. I can absolutely imagine that it's a hard thing to leave behind.
And good for Arquette for only doing like one death match and leaving. Because that's a good pop.
I still wish you when you see the moment, they didn't highlight it like they did on all the other stuff, but that moment when Arquette like flips over Nick Gage is like fucking pissed. Oh. And Gage didn't know if he was going to shoot.
Yeah.
I love that
part. I love as much as I like Arquette. I don't think death matches. Although I can understand him maybe doing a couple just to say, "Hey, look, this is not just me trying to make a documentary or get attention. I am serious and I'm willing to get fucked up." So I get it, but I don't think he's not a death match guy.
I think it was something you wanted to try.
His photo with New Jack's fucking awesome.
That was.
I haven't found it on the internet. I want that. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
But when in the beginning when he's taking those promo pics, he's all fucking. I was like, Jesus, the Magic Man.
But at least he kept the entrance, the thing. He found something that works like that progression.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, it almost is an experiment with him. It's funny. We kind of like said he should have been more Andy Kaufman during this run and like played up the I'm from Hollywood bit, which he did a little bit like when he was doing the backyard stuff or when he did the backyard thing.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of parallels with those two. I mean, he's turned down quite a few notches from Kaufman, but just kind of the eccentricity, the love of wrestling. I popped when he was wearing the women's wrestling champion of the world shirt too, which Kaufman wore. But I think there's enough parables you can. I mean, one's more extreme than the other, but I do think there are.
You know what the big difference though between he and Kaufman? Kaufman was a fantastic heel and heat magnet. Arquette, I think, even trying to be a heel, he's just that guy that it feels like you want to like him.
He could do a heel because of that. I think he just wanted to be like too much to ever commit to being.
Oh, if he treated it like a role, maybe, yeah.
But
like his personality, like he wants people to love him.
It's hard. I don't think you could never get Kaufman level hatred out of him.
I don't see. I think he could if he really committed, but that's also a what if thing.
Yeah. And let's not forget too, the guy pushing 50.
But the one biggest difference is the fan of today and the fan of then. I mean, they weren't smartened up yet. So people still believe then. So it's to get that level heat now by anyone is hard. But I think he'd have something comparable in today's standards to what that was.
You could be right.
But here's the thing, and why the Smarks accepted him. Because they were able to know he did it the right way. They didn't know the first time that he tried to train and they didn't give him any spots. I mean, the accessibility of knowledge now, people boo and cheer based off backstage stuff. That's why AEW is hard to watch. They don't boo and cheer off what they're presented. They're booing because, well, we know he's in charge and he did that because that's what he wants to do. So I'm going to boo him now instead of like what they're watching. Dan's not that part, but Dan's a victim of this too. He follows too closely, so he can't watch and enjoy it because you need to know what's going on.
It's hard to separate that sometimes, for sure.
And just don't go on the internet and pay attention to wrestling, like what's going on behind the scenes for a month, and actually watch and see what you enjoy.
I think I'm a much more positive person with wrestling than you are. You get down. I always search for the good bits.
There was like a 3-month period where your roles were reversed.
Yeah, but that was depression because it was just weird watching wrestling for a while with the
better.
I know. Thank you.
I'm glad people are slowly coming back. I am so glad. I know. I get it.
Well, if you quit going on Raw in your fucking clan suit, maybe they still.
Oh, that's fucked up. The Benoit one was funny though because I think that was up close.
Did you see that Kenny Omega was on SmackDown?
Oh no, I didn't.
He's like, I thought no one would notice. He actually did it.
Yesterday's? Yeah. Oh, now I gotta watch it. Bob's going to.
I didn't catch it, but like you can find on Twitter and you just Google search it and yeah.
The Twitter? You mean the place Dan doesn't follow me back?
Yeah.
You said you just joined it today. Yeah, Twitter.
Oh man, it's been forever.
I swear I followed everybody. Twitter, Flesh Wound Radio, and you can also follow.
No, you could follow Todd. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna put the graphic up, but nah. Maybe we'll start doing that. Put our
under the bottom.
So, are we taking it home then?
We can. We spent way too much time on Arquette.
Yeah,
Dan, what's our next Squared Circle Society review?
Our next Squared Circle Society review is Nail in the Coffin, the Rise and the Fall and Rise of Vampiro. I've got the
say it again.
Yeah, start over.
Nail in the Coffin, the Fall and Rise of Vampiro.
Perfect. Yeah. And that review will be up on September 4th, and that is the day it will hit VOD. And
there you go.
Really looking forward to that one too.
Yes.
And then we'll have a future episode where we chronicle Dan's rise to the top of the wrestling business.
Oh, we're gonna make a live action Peanut Butter Falcon. I'm fucking in. Yeah.
It's the rise of the hat.
Well,
cool.
How triggered are you going to be?
Man, the speaking out movement is going to be off the hook in about 6 months.
That's fucked up. Todd.
Hashtag hat too.
God damn. True story. Like I kept thinking of ways to like when I'm heavier, like I'm like, God, what can I do to tie that in? And I used to like cut promos as Big Papa Plump, and I would do like Scott Steiner promos, like the
Abs of steel.
although back then I was kind of in better shape, but I just like it was funny doing that. I feel like somebody had to have done it though. That just feels like
I know Big Mama Plump.
There you go.
All right, so
we could go like all day on this.
Yeah,
but, but anyway, our wrestling talk. All right, guys. Good night, but be sure, fleshwoundfeatures.com. Check out the eBay stores, Facebook, Horror Cartel, Fleshwound Features. Join those, like those. And like, share, and subscribe here on YouTube. It helps us. We're still new on YouTube. And that's all I got. Good night.
All right.
And remember, a diamond
sign
upside down. Well, you know the rest.